Gabriel Martinelli is the striker that Arsenal have been looking for, if you believe everything that's being said on the TL today. Gabriel Martinelli scored a goal against Bolivia playing center forward for Brazil, and now Arsenal fans feel like he should play center forward. You think about the goal he scored this season, like the goal that he scored against Athletic Bilbao in the Champions League, as well as Manchester City in those final moments of the game, you can see that Martinelli is really good from central positions, which is not something that we do not know. When Martinelli first came into this team, he played center forward. Every time Martinelli goes through a bad patch, you will see comps of him playing with the number 35, playing center forward early on in his career. And when Mikel Arteta came in, he started playing left wing. And that's where he's been ever since. When he goes through a rough patch, there always seems to be this narrative of he needs to be moved more central. And I do think that I've kind of pushed back against that quite a bit because I do feel like, okay, but he was really good at left wing before, so why can't he just stay at this position? And it wasn't even just the 22-23 season. It was actually the season prior where Emil actually started that season at left wing. And then Martinelli came back in around the time that we played against Leeds. And it was a ragtag Leeds team. I think they had gone through like a lot of injuries, but we played them away from home and Gabriel Martinelli scored 2 goals from left wing. And he stayed there pretty much ever since. And so he was good at the back end of that season. And then the 22-23 season, he played left wing and was good. So why does he need to move? But I do think that there is some truth to this. And there also is an element of Martinelli needing to rebrand himself at Arsenal. The fact that his best performances have come from central positions coming off of the bench, it makes me think that he is primed for a rebrand. He needs to rebrand himself as a new player. He needs to be playing in ways and in positions that really suit him. So if we cannot get him into central positions at left wing, like he was in the 22-23 season, where Gabriel Jesus was actually going into that left wing position and allowing the space for Martinelli, if we're not playing that way anymore and our wingers are more touchline wingers, then he needs to play more central if we're going to get anything out of him. We're hearing whispers of Martinelli getting a new contract and the club is really happy with him, which is great, but that means that you need to platform this player properly. And for him to go from Klopp saying that he was the talent of the century, now mind you, he said the same thing about Wirtz 2 days ago, but you get what I mean. Martinelli went from somebody that was like the partner to Saka, like they were on the same level, they were doing the same things, to, oh my gosh, is he even going to make it at Arsenal? He needs a rebrand. He needs to be playing in different ways. Now, how does Arsenal get that out of him? Well, I think a lot of it lands on Mikel Arteta. I've said this before and I'll say it again. The Mikel Marinos and the Trossards have a better chance of playing center forward for Arsenal than Martinelli because they're facilitators. Ever since Arteta has been here, his center forward has been a facilitator. When you look at how he dealt with Aubameyang and Lacazette, he didn't play with Aubameyang in the center forward position. Aubameyang went left, Lacazette went central, Aubameyang left, Lacazette stayed central, and ever since then, our center forwards have been facilitators. They've been more false nines, like Gabriel Jesus as well, like Kai Havertz, and the first time that we've kind of veered away from that has been with Gyökeres, and if we're honest, we've struggled to adapt to him. This team is not used to having a center forward, right? And so I do think that there's an element with Martinelli where he needs to rebrand himself, but maybe we need to open up space for players to evolve into better players in positions that suit them. And Arsenal need to evolve just ever so slightly to maybe allow Martinelli to get into these positions. Because again, if you're going to give him a new deal and you want him to stay, he cannot play left wing in the way that he's been playing it over the last 2 seasons. He can't. Full stop. He cannot play touchline winger for Arsenal. Because remember, he started against Manchester United, poor game. He started against Liverpool, poor game. He did, poor game. But all of this new form for Martinelli has come from central positions. It's like the universe is telling Arteta, like, play him central, get him more central. Martinelli is no longer going to be able to sustain a high level at this club playing left wing in the way that our left wings play, because I think that when you have a player like Martinelli that has the natural ability to be in the right place at the right time, that loves to play off of the shoulder, that likes to run in behind. That's actually our only fast forward, if we're honest. Actually, Madueke is fast too, but you guys get what I'm saying. Like, none of our other center forwards, nobody, not Gyökeres, not Marino, not Trossard, anybody that plays in the central position is fast. He's the only one that's fast. So he is really unique in that way for Arsenal. And if we want to use him, we have to use him more central. And again, I pushed back on this idea for a long time because I didn't really understand why he couldn't just get back to form in left wing. But a lot of things have changed since the 22-23 season. Players have left. The way that we approach the game is different. And so it does not suit him, so he needs to play more central. Now, will Arteta ever do that? I don't know, because the opportunity has been there for a while and he hasn't really lent into it unless he's back was against the wall. Will he ever do it from minute one? I don't know, especially after, you invest so much into Viktor Gyökeres. I think he's going to play there. And when Kai comes back, I think he'll play there. But is it an option that should definitely be looked at? Yes, especially when we know that Eze is going to be playing left wing quite a bit this season, as well as Trossard. There's room to kind of play around with it. No Kai for now, play around with it. We have a nice run of fixtures, not easy, but a nice run of fixtures. Would it hurt to try Martinelli against Slavia Prague? I don't know. I see where you guys are going with this. And now that Martinelli has come back into form, but all of that form and good play is coming from a central area, I'm really desperate to see him play center forward. I just don't know if it's going to happen. But I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys think that Martinelli should play center forward for Arsenal or play in a more central position? Do you think that he can be successful at left wing? We just need to change things. Let me know in the comment section. I'll meet you guys there. Like this video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.